esteemed professional courses we all look up to. And to kickstart this webinar, we have a very special and a very, very exemplary personality who joined us today. He is a fellow member of ICMAI and ICSI with over 44 years of professional competence with refined business acumen to drive business growth, and a result-driven professional with exceptional ability to profitize and operate proactively in creating huge capital for large-scale business projects, consistently employing an energized, proactive management style, encouraging motivation and teamwork with well-planned schedules for a wide range of business activity. He has many accolades to his credit. May I please invite and welcome Mr. Brij Mohan Sharma with us, our esteemed keynote speaker. Welcoming you, sir. Thank you once again for taking out your invaluable time and joining us in such a short notice and gracing and truly beautifying this webinar with your presence. We are very humbled and extremely honored to have you on board. I'm sure everybody has been eagerly looking forward to it. People have been waiting to take a glance of you and to listen to your anecdotes and the journey that you've had. So would you like to speak few words before we actually get on to the Q&A? Would you like to talk about the course that we all have collectively marked our calendars for? Would you like to talk a bit about the history? What is this financial course about? And what is the difference with the name from ICWAI to ICMAI? And why has been there a change in it?
Thank you, Prajakta. And namaste to all. Good evening. Very good evening. And thank you very much for sparing your time this Sunday evening on this topic, which I think is going to benefit you also. The cost accountant, the need of a cost accountant, though the word cost, the perception of cost is omnipresent. Even we are holding this exercise, it is also incurring a cost. So cost is just like what we are breathing in, breathing out. So cost is everywhere. But accounting of this cost is a technique. It's a science. So whenever we talk of accounting, the financial accounting is most of the time is information. And it is just like maintaining a scorecard of a match being played in the playground. Whereas cost accounting is a technique where you assimilate those information and play with the statistics in very professional manner. To elaborate on this also, it is just like a cricket match. You can have a scoreboard where so many wickets and so many runs. But the analysis where they say that what is the run rate of a particular player, batsman, or what is the required rate to win a game. So all these statistics, that is, you can say, is cost accounting. So whereas the financial accounting is most of the static information, where whatever you have spent and you have done the transaction is recorded. But in cost accounting, you apply different techniques to put before those costs, those informations in such a manner where the management can take action on the course of its business, that whether we are going in the right direction or not, through marginal costing, standard costing, budgetary control, etc., etc. Now, the concept of this cost accountant, cost and worse accountant, it came relevant, and it was felt necessary to have a special branch of cost and worse accountant after the World War. During World War, the Allied forces, they found that so many expenses is being met towards building up the ammunitions and equipments to fight a war. And those were time bound. So they also wanted that cost bound also, because they had they wanted to check on resources also. So for that, they introduced a new discipline in accounting called cost and works accountant. Now it was cost, and why they used the word works was that it was related to most of the time the working of a factory, working of a project. So it was called cost and works accountant. Of late, when the term management became more attractive in the business parlance, so the people started wondering why we should be called as works accountant only. We are not limited to works, because works is a short is a limited term, where we think that work is like a workshop. Work is used for a workshop, whereas the cost accounting is done for most of the time now, when the economy has moved from brick economy to click economy. So even the software company require cost accounting to analyze its cost of building up an application or a software. So there was a lot of discussion and deliberation among we members of the cost and works accountants. So we thought it is proper to use our title as cost and management accountant rather than limited to cost and works accountant. So this is how the term CWA became CMA.
CMA. All right. All right. And I see, sir, we have the first question from the audience that has already appeared in the chat. I'm just going to read out to you so you can address the concerned person and each one of us. Sir, can you explain the cost accounting opportunities in India? Would you like to throw some light and enlighten all of us on the opportunities that one has existing in this very own country for Indian citizens? If somebody is planning to do or pursue the same course, what are the prospects that the person would have?
Very good question. The relevance of cost accounting is very much for India being a developing economy. And now, since it is on the threshold of being a developed economy, it is more important to have more cost accountants who can analyze expenditures and all the outflows on the infrastructure project, on the public welfare projects, to see the cost and benefit. Because, say for instance, we have to build up a new township or a port or a highway. Now, spending money is like a budgeting. You budgeted for 1,000 crores and you started making it. But then what is the use of that building, that highway or a port or a township? What the society is going to derive benefit out of it? That cost benefit analysis, only a cost accountant is equipped to work it out and explain to the society that this is this. Now, considering this, Indian economy is going to need and depend upon the team of cost accountants. They are doing it now also. They have been doing, because most of the public sector companies are highly relying upon the skill of the cost accountants, and cost accountants are going to be in much demand in future also, considering the pace the Indian economy is taking up.
All right, sir. Thank you for addressing that. We have the next question, that is, can we say that cost accounting is more likely a byproduct of financial accounting?
No. I'm sorry to say that financial, as I said earlier also, that the uh, cost accounting is very much a technical accounting, whereas a financial accounting is a static accounting. Financial accounting only takes care of, they only treat receipt and payment in a particular way, where they make this into revenue and capital expenditure.
Okay.
What is revenue and what is capital? They just go as per the guidelines laid down by the income tax authority or by the company law board, that you have to book certain expenditure and certain income in a certain head and present it in the books of accounts in certain manner. Whereas a cost accountant in cost accounting is free to use the application of those informations in a different way. Like I say, opportunity cost or marginal cost, alternative cost, social cost. So maybe the opportunity cost. Now the opportunity cost, let me just explain to my listeners that
Yes.
opportunity cost is that one is the cost I'm incurring by sitting here for 1 hour and attending this. So maybe I spent say 100 rupees. So it is just financial accounting. But the opportunity cost it, instead of listening to this lecture on cost accounting, if I just see a movie on Netflix, and that is going to cost me
Hmm.
this much, or that is going to derive me benefit of this much, that is the opportunity. So whatever I'm doing now, what is the other opportunity or the alternative available to me? That is the cost of what I'm doing now. It is, I have not spent a single amount than this. Whatever I spent, that is financial accounting. But what I could have spent or what I could have earned, that is cost accounting. So cost
All right.
accounting is totally different. It's a perception. It's a more of a scientific, dynamic way of looking at things, at business, than financial accounting.
Okay, thank you. I think that was very well articulated, sir. I think we all are clear with all the inhibitions and the notions that we all have been building around that subject. I would want to understand what are the prospects one can expect after completing CMA course.
Oh, well, you see, uh, it is again, uh, depend upon the temperament of the youth. Because youth at this stage, when he's standing at a crossroad of picking up a career, now he picks up. You can find out there are 10 or 12 or 15 or maybe 20 careers which are most sought after by the youth today, like doctor, engineers, and accountants, and web designers, and so on and so. But he has to see what is his nature is, what is his nature is. Now just imagine if Sachin Tendulkar would have been forced by his father to do only graduation and did not allow him to go to cricket field, India wouldn't have got a good cricketer. Same way, our all youth today first think what is his temperament is. The cost accountant, being a cost accountant, suit to those people. First, his temperament should be economy. Second is that what is the state of economy, how to account for it. Third is it is much wider than accounting. A cost accountant can think about the cost as well as benefit. Never think, because if suppose you ask me, I can put it cost and benefit accountant rather than cost and management account, because it is the benefit which society expects from you, and that is what cost accountant is really delivering it to the society. So cost accountant is only CMA, is only working out on the cost and giving the justification of that cost in light of benefit which the society is going to get. So considering this, you can see the pivotal role a CMA is going to play in the society in time to come. So if a CMA is really equipped temperamentally and technically, he is going to deliver to the society, and whatever is going to deliver naturally he's going to get share out of it. So he's going to make a very good career of himself, first of all in a public sector company, in government, because all the government company and even all the services board, they take CMA as equivalent to CA everywhere, barring few taxation matter, because is CMA, the training of CMA is more focused towards industrial or productivity, because there is a triangle of economics, that is productivity, profitability, and liquidity. So this works between the axis of the CMA, works within the axis of profitability to productivity, productivity to profitability. And that is most important and crucial for development of an economy. So a cost accountant, a CMA, has a very bright future in economies like Indian economy, which is thriving.
All right, so thank you so much for throwing light on that. I have a next question. What are the courses you will recommend after completing CMA? And also if you could include the part about what is the fee structure one has to undergo? What is the costing that is involved in completing CMA course? How expensive or how feasible it is for one individual to pursue?
You see, CMA, the fees by the institutes are very moderate, very reasonable, within the reach of even a lower middle class family. And I think the fee structure altogether should be within 50,000 rupees in 3 years course,
Okay.
which is I think is very reasonable in
Yeah.
building up a career of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And the and that includes all the study material
Okay.
which they provide to you, to all students, and they guide also, and you can have an option. So in some of the councils of the institute, they, beside correspondence course, they hold some coaching classes also, where they give counseling and where they explain to them if they have some doubts. So for students, it is very friendly, student friendly course. And then and making him par above than the a graduate.
Okay.
The more focus is on engineering, mathematics. Like in chartered accountant, the focus is more on taxation.
Taxation.
In company secretary, the focus is more on compliances,
Compliances.
legal
Right.
compliances. In this, though the syllabus includes legal compliances, the syllabus includes financial accounting and auditing, but the more focus is on mathematics, engineering, industrial working, and these things equip him to face the issues of the productivity to profitability. Now, if somebody is doing diploma in engineering or degree in engineering, that makes him sone mein suhaga,
Okay.
because that combines and gel with this very pretty well.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you. So my next question is, what is the present and the future scope of pursuing ICWA or CMA?
You see, the present is that you are at par with other accountants, other management graduates. So in all the corporate sector, what the pay packets being offered to a CA or MBA or engineer, a CMA also get the same package. But
Sir,
again, sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I wanted to just ask you one very small question. If you could supplement with the existing one, since we all are going through global crisis right now, and everybody has been hit by this pandemic of COVID-19, what effects will coronavirus will have on this profession? Where do you see it affecting this particular profession for the future, as far as the future is concerned, and the opportunities around it?
Very vital question. I must appreciate it, because
Thank you.
this is This is how a CMA look at the economy. Because your question is asking for being updated on the global health of business
Yes.
to face
Yes,
it.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
a CMA, though CMA is equipped to do that, but everywhere, all across the board, the economy is facing a unprecedented scenario. This COVID, what I personally see to it, is a byproduct of that global warming, all those alarms which our environmentalists were raising from time to time. Now, this has come because in last 100 years, we have exploited our resources much more than what in 10,000 years or in our knowledge of history we have done. So we have, just mercilessly have used it,
Hmm.
our resources. Now, COVID-19 has forced humanity to think about it, how to use its resources. Otherwise, they will be perished. So, at their own peril, they have to use the resources. They have to be very careful. And in resource planning, a CMA is the best equipped professional to see the cost benefit. Now, what is the cost? Cost is now the resources will all go very high. The cost of resources are very high because earlier, if I used to burn 100 liters of biofuel in my car, I'll be
Hmm.
thinking it 100 times in burning the fuel 100 liters in a month. So the diesel or petrol prices, for me, the cost is very high. But again, to sustain that cost, I have to derive benefit out of it also. Now that benefit is environment. Now
Hmm.
how to get the benefit of environment is again, you have to be eco-friendly. So you have to develop products which are biodegradable, which are
Hmm. Hmm.
eco-friendly. And for
Hmm.
that, if you have to develop those industry, you need a cost benefit analysis. You have to do the
Absolutely.
feasibility.
Absolutely.
So with the now we will be playing at a very high level now. Your cost of resources are very high, stakes are very high. Same is you have to derive maximum benefit out of those eco-friendly and biodegradable products. So your total feasibility will be now very specific. You cannot just burn the fuel without bothering about the environment, without taking care of your rivers, without taking care of your this flora and fauna. Now everything you have
Hmm.
to see that no, it costs you. So once you become cost centric, let me use the word again. Now everything will be now cost centric, keeping in view the environment. It has to be benefit centric also for the humanity and the planet. So the CMA has a cutout role for the new economy, and which I think CMA will be the one of the first professionals who will come up with the solutions for the new economy.
Wow, I think that
I'm very
sounds
hopeful.
very optimistic and positive. We all really need that, and we all are looking forward to it. My next question, sir, is because of deflation, the scope and demand of CMA will raise in future.
Oh yes, only, but in this there is a catch. Now
Okay.
you will see in India the problem is that either we have the top class, which
Hmm.
is catering to the neo-rich
Business class and
business
affluent,
class and
privileged families. Yes.
corporates,
Yes. Absolutely.
or there is total uneducated college or school dropouts,
Yeah.
which are forced to just use any type of accounting.
Hmm.
And they do all this, it is just like, they are just doing some guesswork in
Hmm.
costing. That
Hmm.
no, I have, who are those? MSME and small petty traders. So
Hmm.
what they do, they just buy things, and just on a fingertips they calculate, oh, I have bought this in 10 rupees. Okay. And probably 10 rupees are my overheads. So let me sell it 25 rupees.
Hmm.
So I make a profit of 5 rupees.
Hmm.
He doesn't know that whether he would be able to sell that much amount in 5 rupees,
Hmm.
25 rupees, or whether 10 rupee is the real time cost or the overhead
Hmm.
for him, because
Hmm.
overhead again has two: fixed cost and variable cost, which he
Hmm.
doesn't know. He doesn't
Hmm.
know even financial accounting, what to say of cost accounting. So
Hmm.
we have to also work out on a course and syllabus
Hmm.
for the middle class, middle path,
Hmm.
where, or maybe the experts also have to derive some apps to cater to the middle and lower class of business, so that they can also derive benefit out of cost accounting. So cost accounting is going to be great future in economy in days of business to come. And I think the institute will be also doing it. Our fraternity will also work on it. We are deliberating upon this. We are discussing upon this, and we will come out with these solutions. And it is our duty, all CMAs, to come out and help build up our economy and even the global economy in the new scenario. So it's a great future, this economically also and socially also, because there are two things. You maybe, suppose you do something, uh, say, sorry to say that, there are few careers in life where you can earn a lot of money,
Hmm.
but there is no respect. There is no respect. You become a bhai in Bombay and you can earn lakhs and lakhs as hafta
Yeah.
vasuli, but
Yeah.
then people don't love you.
Yeah.
So there has to be a balance between your uh, economical and social status. You should do, whereas a man serving in army, he is having very great respect in society, though he may be earning less salary than the corporate. So the CMA has to come out with a role. It they already have a role, but now the new economy is giving them again a new platform to perform that. Yes, they are also like Corona warriors. They are also new economy warriors, and which I'm sure we are going to prove it. We will do it. So I invite all the new youth to come, join the course CMA, and become a new economic warrior. Come out with the good cost solutions, give benefit to the society, and earn dividend out of it.
Okay. Thank you. I think that was very nicely explained, sir. Thank you so much. We have few more questions which are centered in the chat box. I'm just going to ask you, what changes have come in the role of cost accountant after renaming management in name of the course?
Practically speaking, nothing. It is
Nothing?
just like, if I can show you, still the name of the institute is Institute of Cost Accountants of India. If you can see this and you can show it. Can you see
Yeah.
this? Can
Yes.
you show it
Yes.
to everyone?
Yes.
Even the name of the institute is not management accountants.
I'll be requesting all the participants if you can see the picture that sir is trying to display on the screen, and if you can hear his voice clearly and it's very audible without any inconvenience, please put a thumbs up in the chat box so we are able to understand. So we get it that
The,
the session
the
is going
word
smoothly.
management accountant is only in the name of the journal.
Yeah.
Rest, the name of the institute is Institute of Cost Accountants. Only the word work
Hmm.
is dropped.
Okay. Okay.
So, uh, so this is just you can say that suppose my name is Brij Mohan and it's not a new age name. So just to make my wife happy, I make my name that Brijesh instead of Brij Mohan. But
Yeah.
still, in my Aadhaar card, it remains Brij Mohan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is just to please somebody's this mindset.
All right.
Nothing. A co- I joined this in 1973 when it was cost and worst accountant. I passed out in 76 when it was ICWA. I became associate member. It was ICWA. I became fellow member ICWA. I am proud. I am ICWA.
So
So
I'm glad that you came up with that. I was actually wanting to ask you this question since a while. While I was reading about your background and doing some research on your statistics and the kind of work that you've been doing, you have almost experience of 44 years, which is vast, which is huge. So what was your motivation back then during your initial career days? What was your motivation to pursue this very course? Were you always clear that you were inclined towards it, or was there any other calling that made you realize this is something I'm passionate about? How did you figure out your niche, that this is your forte and this
project
is what?
Prajakta, as I said, temperamentally,
Yeah.
I was more suitable for working as half engineer, half accountant
Oh my
than
god.
than a munshi.
Okay.
That just doing khata bahi and this. So temperamentally, I used to love working in with productivity and profitability.
Okay. Okay.
Now I tell you, while doing my corporate job, people have some uh, what I say. So some they feel no, I'm cost accountant, so I'm one step junior than chartered accountant, but without prejudice and without any ill feeling towards chartered accountants. Whenever I have worked as director finance or vice president finance or even finance controller, way below, or even a chief accountant, I always had chartered accountants as my assistants
Okay. That's great.
because because I always found me being a cost accountant has a more wider vision than just keeping accounts, bookkeeping and accounts. Though they were very good in taxation, but in making feasibility, let me tell you one small example which actually happened in my life. Suppose there is 100 crore turnover every that time year, now it is month of a company, and then there is called a yield percentage.
Hmm.
So 100 crore is a turnover. That means you sell the product of your company, that that total amounts to come in 100 crores in
Hmm.
your bank account.
Hmm.
Now your product is raw material to finished goods. The yield is say is improved due to your inputs and working with your engineers and with your workers and with your suppliers. You improve the yield percentage to 1%. How much you earn more in your company? 1% of 100 crore is 1 crore, which a chartered accountant or any other accountant may be only doing a tax planning,
Hmm.
which happens only once you earn. But a cost accountant is working before earning. So he is making that earning happen. So you work on the yield percentage, you work on waste reduction. There are so many things. It depends on your taste. If your temperament is playing with the challenges, playing with the machines, when you see the humming of the machines look like as a music of A.R. Rahman, then you can do cost accounting. Yeah, and when you see walking, your in time office, the people are walking. It is just like, some parade is going on. So you love doing cost accounting, and people
Right.
also love you because
Yeah.
I have come across something that where the workers wanted some new equipment to handle the product. The only thing is that there is a law of inertia.
Yeah.
So we walk because of resistance. If there is a smooth surface, we cannot walk, we will fall. So resistance is the way of life, walking. So whenever we put in any new proposal, there is going to be resistance. So there was a resistance there. I worked it out. I found that no, we may be spending 5 rupees, but we are saving 10 rupees because we save on wastage. We save on my worker moves fast.
Yeah.
My workers can attend well. My workers' mood is happy.
Mm.
It is just like, suppose in a factory or in your office, the employer says, no, cut the cost. Why you are giving three cup of tea? Make it only two, one morning and one evening. So
Mm.
what he saved? He saved only one cost of one cup of tea. As a cost accountant, I'll work it out that, okay, you saved on cost of one cup of tea, but how much benefit have you lost? Because the very dynamic and scientific accounting is that you never accounted for the losses which you have avoided due to prudent planning and execution, and you can never account for the losses, the income which you failed to get because of poor planning. You never account for, and those are never accounted in nobody, and no accountant can account for those losses and profits. It is cost accountant through his cost accounting technique can work out and give it to the management that, look, you earned 100 crores, but you could have earned 110 crores had you
Mm.
worked on this. Or maybe you uh, you suffered a loss of 100 crores, but you could have suffered a loss of 110 crores had you not taken these precautions. So these only a cost accountant can say, nobody else. And
Oh.
you must get you must feel like a James Bond. Yeah, that should excite you. Then only you can become a cost accountant.
Very nicely. I think that's why they say you should always follow your heart, because your heart will
Yes.
never guide you towards dreams which
Yeah.
are not achievable. So very
So
nicely explained, sir.
my boys and girls, my young friends who are listening to this, they 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 must do cost accounting if it is exciting them. If it is exciting them,
Introspection is required.
yes,
Self-analysis is
that must
required.
excite any
Yeah.
career, any career. Even if a career is a scavenger, it should excite you.
Sure.
Then only do it.
Correct. Absolutely right. So our next question is, um, it is always said that CMAs don't get chance to do articleship in big fours. Do we get any chances there, sir?
Why we should do articleship in Big Four? And what is Big Four? I don't want to comment much on them, but what is Big Four? It is
It was,
it is
I think,
all our boys and girls who are working there for cheap. They are earning in dollars, paying us in rupee. I know all Big Four, so okay, let me not comment on them. But a cost accountant is getting associateship only when he gets experience, and that is experience on job, not on books.
hmm,
Articleship is done on books and in
okay.
office. The experience is done in the workshop, on the floor, on the machines, on the people. So getting associateship of cost and management accountant is really, really exciting.
Okay, sure. So, what is the package that one can expect at the initial stage of completion of the course once somebody has done the course, and what is the minimum package or the least
For,
package
for
one can
me,
expect?
for me, it was 100 rupees extra than more than the chartered accountant.
Wow,
Yeah, I'm a product of Birla, where
wow,
I got my initial training. Chartered accountant used to get opening of 1,000 rupees. I got a special opening of 1,100 rupees per month
wow, wow.
because because they said he knows engineering also.
Obviously, your experience always is an edge over
No,
other
because
people.
it is in
You'll
our
always have,
syllabus. It is in our
yeah.
syllabus. So I
Mm,
used to report on my textile company much better than any other thing, any other person. And I was a good communicator between my marketing office, between my the sales office, my financial accounts office, and my engineers, my work office. I was a good communicator because I used to understand their language, what they mean.
mm, mm. All
So,
right,
so
super.
about pay package, CMA should not worry. If they must have talent and they must get the highest in any accountant category or management category. If they are not getting, please let them come and approach me. I will tell them why they are not getting.
Okay. So there's another question for becoming CMA. Is there any percentage barrier that one has to keep in mind?
It is same for all the management this.
It's the
It is
same.
same. Yeah, it is the same.
Okay.
It is same.
Cost benefit analysis can be done by any accountant. Then why a company will hire CMA paying higher package?
It is technique. It is technique. My dear, it is technique. Even anybody can become hero. So
Yeah,
why everybody is not being selected as actor or hero?
yeah.
Because it's technique. It's your
It's
inbuilt
the
this. So
individual skill also
one is
that
your
matters.
temperament, another is your
Yeah.
training. So
Hmm.
cost benefit analysis, the way CMA are trained, nobody else is trained.
Okay. Fair enough. Very valid point, I think that was. Does social cost is also taken into consideration for CMA?
For CMA, the social cost, it's a concept. And social costing is a concept which so far is not in vogue in Indian economy. It is because of the reason that again there is a resistance. Though we are having monopoly in jute and tea, or say maybe wherever there are monopolies, say mineral mines and all this, they need much of the social costing because of the higher employment of mankind, manual labor. But again, there are so many reasons, unexplainable reasons, political reasons, economical reasons, corporate mafia, mining mafia. So they don't allow, but a CMA can do it. If government is really keen and sincere, a CMA can do it. Now at this juncture, let me tell you, many people, they equate cost audit and a financial audit. Both are totally different. A financial audit is done for the purpose of public, whereas the cost audit is done for the industry. Unfortunately, people don't understand this difference. It's a vital difference. That is the reason why a cost audit report is not made public and financial audit is made public. That audit report is always circulated along with the annual reports. Whereas cost audit report, it goes only with the government or with the management because it is just like that your health report. Why should and I am a doctor. I have done your health report. Now it is your prerogative to share it with or not. I cannot share and I should not share. I should only give you a health report. It is up to you whether you share it or not. So same way, whereas a financial audit is for the general public, for the shareholders, for the income tax people, for so many people. So it is made public, but cost audit report is not made public. Now, because of this, the corporate, they actually has exploited cost audit. They say that, it is not going to be made public, so nobody is going to bang on our head, even if you report, adversely against us. So we won't pay you good fee. Whereas in this financial audit, if they report it, somebody will come and question us, so we should pay you more fees. And that is what most of the CMA, they feel, no, cost audit has no future. Why not future? You make cost audit in such a way which benefit to the management. If it benefit to the management will be the first person to give you more money. You will get more money, because if I suggest you for your good health, naturally you will pay me more. So
Absolutely.
it is something like, that we have to create a lot of awareness also about CMA. That is there.
Sure, sir. My next question is, cost benefit can be done by any accountant. Then why a company will hire CMA paying higher package? That's a very tricky question that we have received from one of the YouTubers.
This you just asked. Now about the package. Package has nothing to do with this. What you are wearing may be available on a flea market in 1,000 rupees, and if you walk into the Jara showroom, can cost you 1 lakh. Though it is the same fabric or same garment, it depends. Why you go in the court, one advocate charge you only just 1,000 rupees per hearing, and another one, he doesn't give you good date and good hearing, and he charge you 1 lakh rupee a bill. So this is something very, what you will say. It is like, from whom you get what? You are getting brand value. Like, some people, most of the corporate, under the influence of the big four, they hire them. Oh yes, I have got this done with the big four, blah blah blah, and pay them some lakhs of fees. For what? What they do? In fact, you do a serious study, you will find it. They hire CMA and get it done at damn cheap price and make money out of it. So it is CMA who are doing the cost benefit analysis. It is, the only thing is that we have to make our own value. We have, if we are not making my, suppose if I don't have self-esteem, if I don't value myself, it is just like, whatever, when the English people came, what they did, whatever is English is good, whatever is Indian is bad. So if you belong to a gaon, you are gawar.
Yeah.
Your food is bekar. My food is okay. Your clothes, your attire is bad. My attire is good. So it is just like, how I demean you. So the CMA has to come out of it. Even most of the CA also sometimes, they have no business, so they do share bazaar. They go in the stock market doing daily trading. So it depends on the capacity and capability of a person to person also. Some people,
the individual potential, I think the individual potential and caliber is the right term to be used here to
and some people,
identify the
they hire
person's
for
worth.
cost benefit analysis. IITs, IIT Mumbai is doing it, IIM is doing it. So it depends how much my budget is and how much I have to blow. It is just like, marriage is a marriage.
Yeah.
A poor fellow, he can get his daughter married in, say, a lakh of rupee. Whereas somebody big shot, he is still not happy blowing up 100 crores.
Yeah.
And next year his daughter is coming back after divorcing her husband. So it is
Sure,
something
sir.
case to case. It is not general.
Very, very logically explained. Moving ahead with the next question that we have, which field have more scope for CMA?
Public sector.
Public sector.
Actually,
Fine.
yes. Most of, in when I was also a student, I found most of my colleagues, they went in and joined public sector, and then I saw them going up to the director level in big firms, and they are still getting pension, and they are enjoying their life, and they were trusted with most of the the important portfolio in their public sector company. They, if you go and see any, the Steel Authority of India, Gas Authority of India, you name anything, any public sector undertaking, and
Hmm.
you will find dozens and dozens of CMA only, because only CMA can meet to their requirement.
Fair enough, sir. Very nicely explained once
So
again.
if suppose somebody is inclined to do government job, for him I will suggest do CMA. You will definitely get a government job and a respectable job. He will earn like an IAS officer. What to say?
That's very inspiring.
Yeah.
My yeah. So next question is, do we have to go for articleship training of 3 years like CA as far as CMA is concerned? Is there any criteria as such that you have to follow a certain duration of articleship or training program?
You can have it simultaneously, because it is not a full-time course. You can do it by correspondence, or
Hmm.
through under assistance of institute coaching and all this. Institute
Okay.
does the coaching, eh? So you can do it, and rest of the time you're free. So it is better you join a company, industrial company, and take a certificate that yes, I've been doing cost accounting. Because in cost accounting it's a wide subject. Even if you have worked in a time office and used to be a payroll accounting,
Hmm.
you are having that experience. If you are in a raw material go down, you are in a fixed finished good go down, you can get.
Perfect. My next question is, how much time will it take for the economy to recover from this pandemic post COVID-19? Now, that is a very crucial question. I think we all have been trying to figure that out. How will that work out? What the future
Who
has
asked
to.
this question?
I got it from one of the YouTube viewers. I think we received
So
it in the chat box.
yeah, so he is thinking I am Alibaba. No economist or no politician or no astrologer on earth
but I,
can answer
but
this.
but I think what they're trying to understand, and they're just wanting to imply, is they're wanting to understand your prediction. What is your individual speculation? What is your hunch feeling? Since you are one of the, one of the veterans, you are one of the
That
leaders.
way, my hunch feeling, I am telling you, that my hunch feeling is that we should seriously think about our village type of living. We should go back
Okay.
to our, yes, some might say that you are what you are talking about, the saffron, gerua, and bhakt and all this. It's all bullshit. Actually, whatever our Rishi Munis, they were all scientists. So whatever they derived a proper economic system,
Yeah.
Indian economic system. The hello, is it okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It,
Yeah. It is perfectly.
we have to think again about our Indian values and system. Today, even if we are 130 crores population, Hello, are you all
Sorry,
right?
I'm able to hear you. I think I'm just checking some more questions. So my video will not be able to my video will not be visible to you. You may not
Okay,
be able to see
okay.
me on screen,
I,
but
I
I'm here
think
only. Don't
I
worry.
think the answer is the earlier we move to our old system. It is just like I tell you one simple thing. Now, what is the cost of living as per Indian tradition and this? Take from the right from the morning. Now you can accuse me of so many things. Think about a village life. Getting up early,
Hmm.
going in the field, relieving yourself. Now you will say that Modi ji is asking for toilets. You are advocating for this. But
Hmm.
scientifically, when you relieve yourself, you need 20 times more oxygen. So
Hmm.
when you are in a closed door in a toilet, you don't get that oxygen. So you are inviting trouble. So go in the field, relieve yourself, go to the water body, maintain your water bodies,
Hmm.
freshen yourself, have a datun of babool or neem and do it. Ved Shakti all this, the calcium chalk and peppermint you have used for 100 years and destroyed your dental health. Hello, are you listening?
You are audible, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, what I'm saying that the earlier we move on to our traditional Indian way of life, the earlier our economy will revive because we have been our life, total life is revolving around the natural way of living. We have always had a doctrine of first earn and then spend as little as you can on yourself and then you save and then you enjoy. Now, what is happening in this global economy that without earning, you start buying car on EMI, you start buying fridge and televisions, you start going abroad, all EMIs. So you are born in indebtedness, and so you die also in indebtedness. So the whole economy you have overspent. Same way GDP. If you are having, if you are living healthy, you are not adding to any GDP. So you are useless person. But if you are sick, you are paying to the doctors, you are buying medicines, you are visiting clinics and hospitals, you are adding to the economy. So that is good. So you are a good citizen. So this all mindset has to change, rather scrapped. Then only we can survive. This all has happened because of a chain of events, not all of a sudden. That is what I am saying. Hello.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Now, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear
Yeah,
you
so
very clearly.
I replied that the earlier you move on to Indian way of living, and that is also village way of living. You see, you
Simplicity.
have you been to any of the shrine, Haridwar or somewhere,
Yes, sir. I've been there. Been
or
there.
even in Bombay? You are living in Bombay.
Hmm.
Have you seen in the CP tank and all this? You will
Yeah.
see Narayan Wadi and all these
Yeah.
areas,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? Then, so what is happening? And then see these philanthropic work of the Parsis and all this.
Yeah.
Earlier, all the people who used to earn, they used
Hmm.
to earn for the society.
Hmm.
Nobody used to build a house of 1,000 crores for himself. They used to build dharamshalas. They used to build hospitals. They used to build road. And same way, if you go to any shrine, you will see series of dharamshala. But now what you are finding? You are finding oyo rooms.
Yeah.
And same way, so if your total perception is changed.
It's majorly because of overconsumption and excessive use of the resources.
It is all bad thinking. It is. I am born in my house, and because it was a son, so the maid who gave me birth, he took, and I was the second son. So very happy. It's a bonus. So he and my grandfather was a station master. So highly respected person of a very big station. So he gave him a reward, including 11 rupees. So here you are finding a person sitting here, just delivered in 11 rupees. And now you get me a child born. First of all, cesarean, C-section. Then he will have jaundice. You won't come out without paying a lakh of rupee. So you see the cost, you have made the cost of life so dear. Then what happens? In turn, you start earning in that way.
Yeah.
So what we are doing, we are biting each other. You bite my tail, I bite your tail. And in the process, what happens? We all became dogs. Now dog eats dogs. And coronavirus has come. Now it is high time we should think about it. We should again go back to our Indian way of life, where there is a real cost benefit analysis, where we think about what charity is. Still, I salute my Khalsa Panth, my Guruji, where we can have langar, and so many people without questioning their caste and creed. And first of all, throw all these in all the politicians in the Arabian Sea who talk about caste and this. No Dalit was ever Shoshit. You worship Ramcharitmanas here. Ramayana was written by Valmiki. He was a Dalit. Nobody exploited him. Ambedkar was never exploited. So, but these are becoming political things.
Agendas, yes, absolutely.
Agendas. Yeah,
absolutely.
There was no father of nation. There was no Mahatma. Rabindranath Tagore just mentioned about Mahatma that Lallan. There was a Lallan Fakir there. And Gandhi took the name Mahatma and then propagated that Rabindranath Tagore called me Mahatma. He was no near Mahatma. Mahatma was Mahatma Lallan Fakir. He was just Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, became father of the nation, became Mahatma Gandhi. Then there is so some people, one you say idol worshipping, another is this, and these all we created. Now let's be professional. Let's talk about the topic, on the topic, because the youth today, they are not going to pardon me if I transfer the same legacy of Mahatma Gandhi to him. No, we should stop doing that idol worshipping.
I think the severity and the gravity of situation is still, that still needs to be understood by a lot of people, So in a way, we really have to open our eyes and wake up, and realize what could be the more further consequences, from the broader perspective for future. So I think very well said, sir. That was absolutely correct. The way you put it, I have to say that you have been very, very phenomenal and incredible with your speech. Thank you once again. Before we would like to wind up and close it, would you like to give any tips for all the people who are still with us? There are a lot of people who haven't left, who have been here. They have been absolutely gracious audience. They have been very proactive with the interaction. They have been paying attention in detail. So any tips that you would want to convey to the aspirants who want to pursue CMA course or anything that would be beneficial for their future?
No, I will say that, if you really want to work for yourself, for your society, and for your country, CMA is the right course that will give you dignity, that will give you good economy, a good place in the society, in the country, in economy, and you can live a very good life, respectable life, and it will satisfy you to the core. So that is what I am saying, that CMA they should do it, and uh, don't take the baggage of the history, move forward, because you just see our generation crushed with the baggage of the history, crushed with the legacy of this partition and this and that. Please pardon us and condemn us. Move ahead with a new horizon, with a new vision, and new India.
Very nicely expressed it once again. Thank you so much. It has been absolute delight and pleasure to be having this live conversation. Thank you. Thank you. Uh,
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you,
and
Mr.
thank you so much. And all the participants who are still with us, tomorrow we have a webinar on NIMS on capital securities. So we'll be urging all of you to be there sharp at 6:30. Thank you once again for adding value with your presence and by joining this webinar today. It has been a very fruitful and enriching session. Once again, we look forward to see you all tomorrow. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Pleasure talking to you. Please take care and stay safe. Thank you. Okay.